Chapter 16, The Big Sweet Release. Nathan wakes up in the morning, startled. He feels something tickling his toes. Who took my shoes off? He looks over and doesn't see Natalie. He looks down at the foot of the bed and sees her. She's standing there in a pink tutu and a white Hello Kitty t-shirt, tickling his foot with a feather she got from a hotel pillow. She kneels down on the bottom of the bed and crawls up to Nathan. Is this the moment I've been waiting for? He asks her as she moves her way up. You bet, she says with a smile. They kiss on the lips for the second time. They make out for quite a while. They're like two goldfish stuck alone together, happy, in love, swimming in the fishbowl and nutting in the water. Finally, Nathan goes to second base and reaches for her boobs. They're absolutely lovely. Each one is a big handful, soft with a slight firmness. Just perfect babingas. He caresses them both and finally takes them out of her shirt. He rubs her nipples with the tips of his index finger and thumb. Cute little round pink nips. Nathan practically falls in love with her areolas and has to remind himself that they have a soul. Natalie reaches down below and starts feeling on his penis. He's getting way hornier now. He reaches over and grabs the landline phone. He starts wrapping the cord around her neck while she unzips his pants. She starts stroking his member and fingering Nathan's butt while he keeps wrapping the cord around her neck. I'm probably going to bust some hefty loads, he says while his eyes are rolling to the back of his head with her finger in his butt. Yes, please, she insists. I'll drink it like milk and burp it up like a baby. When Nathan hears that, he feels a smidge of pre-cum start to form. But he knows he can't bust too quick. The horniness is unmatched, though. Nathan takes his wallet from the side table, removes a credit card, and starts sliding it in between Natalie's booty cheeks as she starts to moan with pleasure. Choke me hard, she says, and he does. The card feels so good on her clean crack. Natalie reaches over to the same table and grabs Nathan's house key. She uses it to cut the telephone cord from her neck, and she runs to the refrigerator. She comes back with a hot dog bun and a bottle of ketchup. She also now has a cold hot dog inserted in her butt. Nathan knows what to do. He takes his sausage and inserts it right into the bun as they take pictures of his hot dog dick, which is covered in ketchup that she's squirting on top. They quickly send pictures to both of their exes and then toss their phones away. Then, Natalie bends down and eats the bun and ketchup off his bone. Nathan wants to blow his pile, but holds back. He runs to the closet and takes out a jumbo Hot Wheels track with plenty of extra tracks and cars. Your turn, he says as he walks over to her. He lays the track over her cheeks and booty hole and launches cars over to let her finally feel the Hot Wheels freedom of her own. The whooshing feeling makes her horny and her booty hole starts to pucker. Nathan rips off the Hot Wheels track and finally dives in. He puts his boyhood inside of Natalie's sweet pink walls for the first time. It feels right. It feels amazing. The suction from her deep, wet grasp pulls on his throbbing cock as it plows in and out of her cavern. He starts fingering her warm, puckered booty hole with the same finger he used to finger his own ass for Wilson. It gives them a feeling of connection like no other. They both thrust back and forth for a while, enjoying the feelings and aromas that their bodies are producing together. Natalie pushes Nathan on his back, and she gets on top of him. She starts writing. She snatches the lit candle from the table and holds it above him while she's humping. His eyes are rolled so far in the back of his head that he can't see what's about to happen. She slowly dumps the hot red wax right into his mouth as he screams with pleasure. More, baby, he yells as it splashes on his teeth. He opens his mouth wider and swallows all of the wax. Natalie throws the candle at the wall and jumps up in the air. She does the splits and lands right on Nathan's chest, just about giving him a heart attack. She nuts all over Nathan's chest as she lands, also letting out a wet little fart directed toward his face, which he quite enjoys. As she farts, the hot dog shoots out and lands on the pillow right next to Nathan's face. Natalie begins to give him oral. He leans up while she sucks him and sticks the hot dog back in her butt, pushing it in and out as they both moan loudly. They're having more fun than they ever would have imagined. Nathan presses the back of her head onto his torso very hard, gagging her and making her fart again. She takes her mouth off his wiener and kisses him on the lips again, lightly slapping his balls back and forth with a rubber spatula to keep them active and throbbing. He likes it. "Oh, yes!" he exclaims, while she flicks the tip of his dick with her fingers while smacking his balls. Nathan takes a few eggs and cracks them over Natalie's face and head, getting the yolk all over her boobs and stomach. He uses the yolk to titty bang her, just like the sautéed lawyer titty banged Orm. She feels his bones slide in and out of the space between her boobies. Nathan takes the telephone and puts the end of it in her hole while he thrusts away at her breasts. It feels freeing and wet, like a group of happy children shooting down a water slide. Natalie is happy to have Nathan on top of her, doing these things. The telephone feels rather invigorating inside her coochie. Nathan suddenly jumps up on the bed and barely manages to do a full backflip, landing belly down on the bed, his face landing directly into Natalie's coochie cooch. He explores the lips and cavern with his tongue and nose, making Natalie bite her tongue and cross her eyes. He sticks his tongue lower now, right into her butthole, which makes her cream. She busts again, squirting right into his mouth, which is the ultimate turn-on for them. Nathan catches some of the warm, salty fluid and moves up to her face. She opens her mouth, and he deposits what he has from his mouth into hers. The creamy mixture of saliva and squirt hits the lover's taste buds, like fresh lobster from Maine would hit a landlubber's. The flavor is one that brings the two even closer together on a spiritual level. Natalie needs a drink, so grabs a bottle of champagne, pops it open, and drinks some. She then pours it all over Nathan's chest and butt, giving him a bath on the bed. She flips him over and puts the neck of the champagne bottle in his butt, making him go cross-eyed. She makes him stand up on the bed with the bottle hanging out of his butt. She lies down on her back in front of him, giving him a rapid foot job. He's harder than a rock and keeps getting harder as the soles of Natalie's feet feel like angelic sandpaper on his pulsing penis. "It's about to blow," he warns her. "Okay, Daddy," she replies as she holds up a champagne glass to his penis head while she continues to stroke with her feet. He feels the load about to erupt and looks down at Natalie's pink and purple puckered pussy staring back at him. "I'm nutting!" Nathan screams. He busts a very thick, full, warm load of milky cum into the champagne glass, filling it just under halfway. "My sweet release!" "Our sweet release," she says, smiling. Natalie tips the glass up to her mouth and begins to chug. Ring, 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 ring. Caleb, the reader, gets a phone call. The ringing interrupts him from that last part of the sex scene. He looks down and realizes that his child is asleep now anyway. He got carried away reading the story. The child's uncle was calling. "Oh, it's your uncle," he whispers as he softly covers up his child with the blanket. Caleb smiles, blows out the candle, closes the book, and goes to bed too.